Hi everyone, Messi Coder back again with another live dev interview, this time with the 3D legend themselves, Protofactor. They've got over 150 art assets on the Unity asset store, and they're also over on the Unreal Marketplace too. This live interview was taken from my Twitch stream, or the w's.twitch.tv/themessycoder, where you can catch me every Fridays and Saturdays, making great games, talking to people, teaching development, and also interviewing amazing artists just like Protofactor. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you all in a second. Everybody at home, around the world, sitting in front of your monitors, your laptops, your mobile phones, tablets, funky Amazon mirrors, give a warm and messy welcome to Protofactor Inc., the legend of the Unity Asset Store. Welcome, buddy.
Hi there. Hi, everyone. Nice to be here with you guys.
That's nice to have you. I won't go in and open up my browser into the store page and show just when I purchased, but I think I bought the Animals full pack in the first mega sale it was on Unity. And you released your Animals full pack back in 2012.
2012, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's, what are we going up to now? That's 7 years. Well, nearly, it's November, so let's say 6.5 years. Let's be generous.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time. There's a lot of things that have changed since then.
Oh yeah, like when did you buy it? Like, do you remember? Was it 2015 or something like that?
Oh yeah, I think it was before I had kids. I know that much. So probably.
Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy. I think it might have been 14 or 15. Yeah, around there.
Huh.
So it was. I think I got it after it had I got it after it had pigeons in. So I love that you have in the description down the bottom. Zebras were added 2013, a hippopotamus added, then a crocodile was added, then a goat and a fox, and then the crow, the duck, the pigeon, the seagull, and the sparrow, all in one, and then a golden eagle, and then a great horned owl.
And then that was it for like quite a while. After that, we went back to it to redo basically all the models. So I don't know if you got it like before.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say that, and I said this in the review that I did. I liked the fact that it was a massive pack, and I purchased it to do prototyping, really, from Protofactor. Oh, that's a cool name. So I was like, well, these are nice and cool, but I wasn't sure if they were the quality that I wanted in a game. But because it was a massive pack and I got it on the sale, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get them. I'll put them in. I'll use them as placeholders and prototyping. And I was looking around on the asset store to find triple A looking animals, and it's difficult to find like the animals, depending on the type of animal. Some animals are really difficult to get right. Like I would say wolves. I still haven't really found a wolf that doesn't look a bit cartoony. You can find ones on the stores that are really high poly, like ridiculously high poly, but a wolf to be game ready and not look. Let me try. I mean, yours is one of the closest that I found, to be honest. So, where's a wolf? Where's your wolf? Here's your wolf.
What's weird with the wolves is that like they can be so different from one individual to another too. Some's gonna be like with like a very furry and fluffy kind of thing. Some is gonna have like some weird like fur that's gonna just like droopy and goes down somehow. It's kind of weird sometimes.
And a lot of the times, the mouths, the shape of the mouth is, I think, is the most difficult thing that people get wrong as well. Because a lot of the times, they just look like they've got a big smile and want to say hi to you, rather than rip your face off. And that's the thing. Everyone looks at a wolf and they think they want the wolf to be this fierce, growling, snarling, vicious creature.
Which they're not.
That's, exactly.
But most likely they don't look like that all the time. They can look angry. They can look like, but not smiley for sure. They're never good. They're never gonna look like that. I've never seen a wolf laughing or smiling for sure.
Asking you out for tea.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Unless you're a chicken, it'll be smiling at you, licking its lips. I'm trying to work out how to get my My computer is telling me that it can't run that plugin.
Are you sharing your screen by any chance?
Not yet. As soon as I do,
okay.
my frame rate drops. So I shall share in a moment. Just the plugin that you use, the Sketchfab, mine's complaining that I don't have the 3D available. See requirements. Okay.
Oh, maybe you need a plugin in your browser or something like that, like a WebGL.
Here we go. Yeah, go to develop, enable WebGL, preferences, advanced. Okay, so go to settings. Where's preferences? Advanced WebGL. No, developer. So I managed to break my own thing. So, Dragweb's asking, I need modular sci-fi character equipment. I would spend a fortune to buy such an asset. Is the sci-fi character mega pack, are the modular? Is it modular equipment in your pack?
Like what does he mean by modular equipment? Like for the guns and stuff like that? Oh, or more like for the armors and.
Let's go with everything. Yeah, so you can take off the you can swap components like the armors and.
Yeah, well, I guess like the most customizable right now in the pack would be the sci-fi pirate, I guess. Like you can have like quite some few options. Like with the helmet, you can have like the base helmet with like the headphones, plus like the visor and the mouthpiece.
Oh,
You
nice.
have like a little hoodie, and you have like some few.
Let's get into that. Let me load that up. Where is he?
Off targets also, like to change the face of the characters, the face features. You have like a white and black scheme.
Sci-fi pirates.
Yeah.
Oh my word! Look how many you got. Okay, a lot.
Yeah, like on the presentation picture, you have like a like quite some few things that you can do with it. So you have a little bit of customization because this one was meant to be an enemy mostly. It was seen like that. There are like a few characters that were meant to be used as playable characters, so they have like quite some like a bigger animation set too. But the sci-fi pirate was mostly meant to be like an enemy.
Does his helmet come off?
Yeah, you can switch the on or off. Yeah.
This is cool.
I can't see what you're doing though. So
oh yes. Oh, by the way, if you're gonna load up the stream, mute the channel, and that way you can still see if people are typing in chat. By the way, everyone in chat, !Discord if you want to post your questions in the Discord. Else, if you post it in chat, hopefully I will see it and not get distracted. So I'm sharing my screen with you now. If you're able to see that. Bam. So, brilliant. No one makes like I need anymore on the asset store. How modular do you want? I mean, this is pretty modular. I mean, I've got sound amplifiers. Okay. There's a lot of individual pieces that you can take off and put on. Pretty. And
well, not so many like the boots you can't remove. Like you don't have like they're not removable and stuff like that. It doesn't have like any like forearm armor pieces and stuff like that. But when I'm gonna go to create like the human sci-fi mercenary, which is gonna be like a human male basically, this one's gonna have like more variation because this is like the old one from back in 2014, which was meant for mobile device back in those days. So this one is gonna be like totally redone. As you can see, like it's way lower quality and stuff. So this one is gonna be like totally revamped from the ground up.
Are they different sizes as well? Just put them next to each other. Oh yeah, they're a slightly different size as well.
Oh well, yeah, he's like must be like almost 6'6", something like that, I guess, or more.
He's been eating his dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, because like most of the characters, I guess, like the human, I guess they must be around like 6'1", something like that. I would need to check that out.
Yeah, you can really see the difference in quality, and this is what I was saying on last night's stream when I was talking about you coming on. Your early, the obviously I'm basing it more on the packs that I've owned, being the big animal pack. The difference in quality between the original animals, which as I was saying, I was purchasing it. They were okay. They were alright. To be honest, they weren't bad. But then when you've updated them to the newer versions, it's like night and day. They're completely, you can't compare one to the other. The quality of the animals in the update, they're amazing. So
Yeah,
you can really
yeah.
see the difference. How did you get, is it just constant practice?
Mostly like we decided to go like higher polygon, more details, higher resolution maps and stuff like that, and the workflow changed also a little bit, quite a bit, because before we were just like creating like the base models in 3ds Max and stuff like that, and
Okay.
bring them up inside this brush to do the fine details. When now we just create all the high definition models in ZBrush directly, and then like bring them down with like a retopology and stuff like that to really like keep the finest details.
So this one here was done originally in ZBrush.
Yeah, like the high definition version. Yeah, it must be like I don't know 17 million polygons.
How long does it take then? So this new workflow, whereas previously
One,
doing the
well, this one
max.
is like a little bit particular because like all the scales were done one by one
No
to
way.
yeah. So this one, well, it took not so long, but like, but now that we have that stuff, we're gonna use ZBrush to just do some grab duck and just get like some of the scales done as like alphas to be able to reuse that kind of things on other models.
But you could use, isn't this, you could use this like as a crocodile as well.
Other what?
This could be a crocodile coming in there. Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh, in live too.
Yeah.
Um, wow, look at that. I'm going right into his mouth. You've done a generative mistake. I think your game would have problemates to the end constructors. Okay, I don't understand what that means or in life, but I appreciate whatever the sentiment is. You've got these from Robocop 2, I was going to say.
Yeah, ED209.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. You know, it's a reference. It's always like like a little wink.
So I can tell that anything that isn't sitting inside a prefab folder and has underscore ragdoll, I'm going to guess is the old versions.
Yeah. So this one's gonna be redone too. So right now, the pack has 22 models, and out of the 22 models, 13 have been updated so far.
Wow.
So we still have 9 to go through during the year. Like most of the playable ones and like the one from the shooter character pack are taking a little bit longer because we need like some weapons to be in there. Some needs more customization than others. So in that regard, it can take like takes more time to develop.
So how long did it take you to redo the animal pack? Because that's pretty huge. I mean, how many animals were there?
We redid the animal pack, but before that, we redid the whole creatures full pack volume 1 and 2 as well. So this was done over the course of like I don't know. We started in 2016, like late 2016, like maybe like August or September 2016, and I guess we were done like in 2018. So it's like 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, of redoing all these models. Yeah.
Wow. And does
So
that?
it was like 60. It was like 83 models to be redone.
How many of you are there working in the team?
Well, it depends. I'm the lead artist, and also the CEO of the company. And when there is like over some overload of work, or like we have like some client work that we need to process at the same time and stuff. Well, we I'm just going to expand the team according to the demand. You know, it's mostly me.
Do you have to then sell the packs? I don't remember ever getting an update fee when you change the
For
animals.
which one?
So when you did the update for the animal pack and you redid all the animals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, indeed. Yeah. So these ones, like all the updates and upgrades, were done like free of charge, let's say. But in the long run, like it's not sustainable, unfortunately. Like we really want to, to be able to bring as much as possible to all the users and all our customers and stuff. But at some point, we also need to be able to to pay for all the all the bills and all that stuff. Like you have like all the office charges, like the rental and all that stuff that that adds up. And so yeah, we had to charge a 33% fee, basically of the original price of this pack, to be able to have access to all these great updates and upgrades.
I was going to ask,
So
how do you, if you don't charge, because you were saying that it took 2 years for that other pack to do an update. It's 2 years of paying somebody wages for a pack you've already sold someone. So you've sold something, and now you spent 2 years updating something that you're not going to get money for again from the same person, and hoping that somebody new comes on.
Not for the same person, for sure. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. But like at the same time, other people are gonna see like you're working on updates, upgrades, and stuff like that. And I've received some feedback of people who are like, okay, like I didn't like the pack before, for example, for the animals, or like even like some of the creatures, they were like too low poly, or like not enough details and textures and all that stuff. And they, when they saw like the upgrades coming, they're like, okay, well, you have a new custom. So that was good as well. It would bring some new customer, but like at the same time, I guess I could have like at that moment I could have like asked for an upgrade fee, and people maybe would have been pissed on it too much or would have understood. But I was able to do it without like, that's a normal model right here. But I was able to do it without like having to charge people. But now that there are like some more expenses on our end. We have to charge, unfortunately.
I'm looking at these. There's a lot. I mean, you've got so far. There's a lot of variation of the type of alien. Where do you get your inspiration for? Is it nature?
Well, look at this one, for example. Doesn't he remind you of someone like in Star Wars, the Admiral Akbar?
Oh yeah.
A little bit. It was an inspiration, but also like I really love like Camilio and stuff. So this one has like this kind of feel to it.
It's a trap. Dragon Riff says the best customer is a return customer, and exactly, if you're like myself, I was a customer of the old original version of the Animals pack, and I was so happy when the new update came out. That yeah, definitely, I'm one of those guys that goes, well, you know what? I'm coming back and I'm buying the other stuff if it's now at this quality. Who is this thing? Who is this weird thing? Now, you were telling me before when we chatted briefly, because today's the first time we've actually spoken, you and I.
Yeah.
So welcome to the family. Now you're a member of the Messy family.
All right.
And you're a member of the Discord. It's an elite exclusive club, our Discord. So there was 2 things that I highlighted to you about in my review that I made of your Animals pack. So one of them was the animations. So there's obviously a lot of people know about Malbuzz on the asset store, and his name is actually the store name is Malbuzz Animations. It's not Malbuzz Models, but everyone buys his pack not only for the animations but for the models. However, when he was interviewed, he was basically telling us that he does the animations and somebody else does the models themselves. So have you thought of partnering with other asset store animators or other animators to work together to make packs? More detailed, complex animations?
No, not really. It's not like We don't have that option for the moment. We're not considering that.
Because animals are hard, aren't they? Because at least with the humans, you can go, okay, is Mechanim compatible, humanoid rig, and that way you know people can just go and buy animations off the asset store and stick them in. And it doesn't matter because your rig is compatible and will work with all animations that are compatible for that rig. But with animals, it must be very difficult to say, okay, I'm going to make this wolf or elephant rig, and then you've got your animation specifically for your model, and they can't go and use somebody else's animations. Would it make life easier if there was the equivalent, or isn't it equivalent, like a generic rig?
Maybe
animals?
there are like some options for that, because like most of the animals should have, when you're doing a bear, for example, like if you do a bear is a bear, so you have to respect their proportion because you can refer to what a bear look like in real life. So basically, like from one animator to another, or one model creator to another, they should like create a bear that's going to look like a bear and have the proportion of a bear. So when you animate it, you're gonna animate that stuff according to what a bear looks like. And for example, on our end, like we use 3ds Max to animate it. We use the biped rig mostly. And I know that, for example, Malbers is using 3ds Max as well. I can't remember where I heard that stuff. I know that that's where he does that thing. So maybe if he uses, for example, like the biped from 3ds Max, then both models would be compatible, because you could almost set one of the, for example, like a wolf or a bear or like a four-legged animal, like to use the humanoid rig, basically.
Yeah. Just give them more limbs.
And be able to try to target them to see how it looks like. I don't own any like models from Malbers, so I can't do that. But if he uses the biped to rig his animals for animations, then most likely you'll be able to retarget. That would almost be an option.
That would be cool. Sengoku's finally come in. Welcome, Sengoku. So that was what he's got a video, Malbers, where he shows how you can convert an existing model from another pack to use his rigs and his animations. Mm-hmm. So that'll be a cool experiment. I might actually have to take you up on that and see how we get on, because I love your animal. I have to say, like, your animal pack, I'm a big fan. I go on about it a bit, but the animations were limited. So if I could like use those animations with like your bunny rabbit, I loved your bunny rabbit, and I loved Malber's animations for his bunny rabbit. So I was feeling that the two together would be a wonderful marriage to get your bunny rabbit and his animations. And the other thing that you mentioned that I was an idiot about was I thought that your fur was some kind of shader magic, but it's not, is it?
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. It's just a trick, like a very, very old trick that I don't know if you guys maybe remember Shadow of the Colossus back in the days on PlayStation 2. Is the trick that they used to create the fur from the Titan, from the Colossus.
So let me load that up. I'm just going to load up while you're doing that. I'm just going to load up another copy of Unity and load up your animals while you're talking, and then we can see the animals themselves. So sorry for interrupting you. Carry on.
So what was he saying? Oh yeah, about the fur. So it's just a trick basically, where it's just gonna fake what the actual like fur shader is gonna do. So you just have like some transparency layers on top of each other, but it's a mesh basically with transparency. And well, you're not gonna notice that stuff too much when like the model is like animating and running around in the scene and stuff like that. You're just gonna see, oh wow, there's fur, it's fun. But it's not moving with gravity or like with some movements and stuff like that. It's gonna be like pretty static. But since the model is moving, you can't really tell too much.
No.
So that's the trick. But after that, when you're gonna examine like an object like from up close, just like the way you did in your review of the animal full pack, yeah, you're gonna say like, hey, this is weird. Like I don't like it with like the fur shader. It's not great and all that stuff. But yeah, you need to see that stuff basically animated. It's gonna look better this way.
No one's going to see an animal just sitting there by itself and not moving in your game, basically. Unless the animal is stuffed and put on the wall.
No, not exactly. Like if you see like some crocodiles laying on the river bench and stuff, like some don't move like for hours. They just have their mouths open and just wait for like the stupid birds to go pick at their tooth and all that stuff, and they don't move at all. Like it's impressive. And sometimes when you go like in the forest and you just see like a little deer just laying around, it just sits there. Sometimes like for like 2-3 minutes, it just doesn't move, just resting. It's weird. Some animals just don't move. Like sometimes, yeah, you just, I don't know. When you watch TV, sometimes you're just gonna sit there too, you know. And we're animals; we just don't move. Sometimes this happens.
I'm gonna ask you, where do you get your reference material from? Is it a lot from movies or TV shows, documentaries?
Yeah,
You're actually going out on safari.
Yeah, you know, imagination is just like everything you can see. So it's gonna be like trips. Pictures you're gonna take on a trip when you go to the zoo, when you watch a movie or documentary, all that stuff. So yeah, you see as much as you can when you're an artist, you know, to just build your imagination.
I'm gonna have to import in your animals again. I have to say.
Oh, it might take some time.
I can't find. This is my like 20th hard drive since I've been doing these. We've got a question coming in. I have some assets I purchased on the Protofactor store directly.
Mm-hmm.
Will there ever be a way to get them from the asset store at a discount or something? It is just more convenient for me to download from the asset store rather than from the files themselves.
Well, unfortunately, that's not possible because why would the asset store allow me to let like a user who didn't give them any money to have access to their storage, basically?
Yeah.
So I would need to. It just can't work out because like they would tell me like, oh, you give us 30% of the sale you've made on your site, and maybe you're gonna give them access, or it just can't work like that. Or like people asking me sometimes, hey, I bought your asset like on the asset store. Can I use it? Can I get it from the Unreal store? I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not possible. You know, like they don't have any like deals like that. It just can't work that way. Or people telling me like, oh, I bought it from the asset store. Can I have access to it on your store? I'm like, no, I'm sorry. Or otherwise, give me the 30% that Unity took from you, you know, and away from me. That's the whole problem.
So it makes it a bit difficult in that when you're selling. I mean, it's a good point that you're making there. Well, if Unity were to give you more because you get 12 coupons a year, don't you, for giving away free vouchers from the Unity store?
Yeah, I pretty much never use them.
So if they gave you more, like an unlimited amount, then companies would be doing that. They'll be selling them from their own websites, keeping the 30%, and then just giving out free vouchers to people.
Exactly. Yeah.
I never thought of it like that.
Huh?
I never thought about it in that way.
Well, yeah, but there are so many ways to play the system. So you know, it's tough for them to because like people have been asking like forever, like since like the beginning of the asset store, like to have like access to coupons, to have like their personal sales being like being done like through the system. But it's just don't let people have that stuff. As of now, it's just no way.
Great question from Sanyo. He's asking about the Humble Bundle. I'm gonna jump on his question. He was asking how did that happen. I'm gonna ask you two questions. And the first I'm gonna say like exactly how did you get involved in that Humble Bundle? Did they come and contact you directly, or was that from Unity?
Basically, for any promotions, like special promotions, they're gonna ask. They're gonna reach out to the publisher that they want an asset from or anything. They're gonna do that stuff. So
So you were reached out by Humble Bundle, not by Unity themselves.
No, by Unity.
Unity. Okay.
Yeah. No. I guess Unity contacted Humble Bundle to run something for them just to try something. And I guess it didn't go as well as they were expecting.
Well, I think everyone purchased that Humble Bundle. Exactly, Jessica gave me his hand. I loved that bundle. I think every single person who had Unity went out and got that bundle. And I know that because we've got a platform in our Discord where people can donate vouchers to get asset keys. So it's basically saying if you've got a asset key and you want to donate it to someone, then use the robot, and then we on the stream do a raffle, and then somebody wins a cool asset and everyone's happy. And we had a lot of people that had purchased assets and then went to the Humble Bundle and got the Humble Bundle and already had one or two or three of those assets and were donating the keys that they didn't need anymore. So we had about, I think, 50 copies of Gaia rather, because everyone already owned it, and so many people went and bought the Humble Bundle. So you must have had a huge number. Did they give you the stats of how many people? Like thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions?
Hold on, let me go check real quick, because I know in September, I think it was. Oh shoot! Now this is. I'm trying to click on your screen share. So.
Oh, Boban missed it. Boban, you missed it.
What did he miss?
The Humble Bundle.
Yeah, he did miss it, huh?
Oh man. Milliken said on that Humble Bundle, I bought that on the first day.
Okay, so the Humble Bundle, basically on the first, in September, I had like 41,102 keys redeemed.
What?
Yeah. So 41,100 people redeemed the package.
That's insane.
Just for September, in October.
Are you allowed to give out those numbers? Or is that you're not going to get in trouble for that, are you?
No. And then 2,300 in October, and I still have some keys being redeemed right now as we speak.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm like, wait, come on, guys! Can't you redeem that stuff before? Like, what's up with that?
Wow. Oh my word. But that was, and that a question I'm going to ask you. The version that they redeemed, was that the before the update, or was that the updated version?
The updates was done for the full pack. That's basically the Creatures Full Pack Volume 1 was the first pack to be upgraded.
Because the Heroic Fantasy Creatures, and this is huge. The original, this is the quality of them. Where it is this guy here? He looks like a photo in some regard. He is beautiful. Really is.
Well, yeah, but the Sketchfab viewer is pretty awesome.
It's only good because of the Sketchfab view.
No. You can have no. Like in Unity, you can have seriously I like the Unity rendering better than Unreal.
Really?
Why? Yeah. Because I don't know. I like from Unity to Marmoset to even 3ds Max to everything looks the same for me. Like the same. Like with the same texture, the same model, the same everything, pretty much the same render. But I bring them in Unreal, and they just look like super shiny and plasticish, and it's just like, what the heck is wrong with Unreal? Like, I don't get it. And the values are the same and all that stuff, It's just like, and people are saying like, hey, the models look weird. I need to shift a little bit the roughness. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, because it should look the exact same, It's just weird.
So how does... Oh, I need to put a floor down. I think everyone just disappeared. How does it work with Unreal? Because I know that Cinti said that you need to make sure you've got colliders with Unreal. I know they were saying that about their models.
What do you mean colliders for the skeleton or something?
Well, because they've got the Cinti packs. They do buildings, they'll do floors and things. So the only difference I know between the Unreal store and the Unity store is that Cinti Studios said Unreal won't let you sell a pack with buildings and things unless there's colliders on the objects.
Yeah, well, it's the same for characters. You need to have basically a fat version, physical asset it's called, for the character. So basically you have to create a ragdoll inside Unreal for the asset. And it has to be tailored so that it doesn't jitter or do some weird stuff. So it's just an extra step inside Unreal to be able to do that stuff. It just doesn't take that long. It's like a half an hour of work.
Did it have any other restrictions with Unreal compared to?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Was the jitter?
Yeah, Unity is using up all my computer now as it's trying to import the asset. Um, it,
Oh, maybe
you
that's
can hear that chick chick chick. We're going to turn into robots in a moment. So
yeah, kind of.
you can feel it coming, can't you? So is there any other restrictions between Unity versus Unreal when it comes to the asset store?
On our end, we were trying to have the model separate, and we are trying to get customers to be willing to purchase from our store. So we are trying to separate the way like Unity and the model. So we were deciding Unity, since they had like the specular workflow and the metallic workflow, that we will use the specular workflow because Unreal didn't have that workflow. So we were just wanting to have being different, space want to use, and we didn't want the people just to buy twice an asset, to buy the asset. So
That's what I like about the
so
Cincy store is that when you buy something from their store, you get the Unreal version and you get the Unity version together.
exact store, you have the you have like the exported, so being tweaked by any. You have like an FBX with like all the timeline, not split in there, so you can re-import it like in another like. Oh, what's wrong with the spider? Is it like? Oh no, is it? But yeah, like basically, we we're just trying to get like people to be more interested to purchase like directly from our store, because it helps us more, obviously, because we can keep like the
30%.
yeah, that Unity or like Unreal would take from us, and all that. After that, it's harder to indeed like it's easier for like for the customers, because like, oh, I want everything in my hub. It's just easier. I understand that stuff.
Well, if anyone out there is having issues with the Unity Asset Store, you can always go and get yourself Yolan's toy, exclamation mark Yolan's thing. What is it? Exclamation mark Yolan. There you go. He's got this cool new. I don't know. Is he still working on it? Where you can have the Unity Asset Store, your GitHub repositories, whatever you want, all linked together. So then you don't have to worry about just getting your assets from the asset store. You can use his cool thing that he's got.
That's pretty cool. I have to admit,
it is super cool.
Link because I know that with the new asset store and stuff, like I know that people who owns like a lot of assets, like I don't know, like hundreds and stuff, like they say it's a pain to find them and all that stuff, like to import them and all that. So maybe it's like better to do that stuff also. I don't know.
Where is everyone? Here they are. Oh, it's going to want to do lighting. Grrr, he's very angry, smashing up.
Yeah, well, it's like a basic like animator controller, so it's gonna play just one of the first animations that was dropped in there. It's just like there is no scripting at all. So like basically like when a customer or user is just gonna grab something from us, they know that they're gonna have to have like an AI pack or controllers ready to go to apply to them. They can't expect that from us, but this might change in the future, because we might be able to partner soon with like a developer.
Oh, nice.
Who's gonna take advantage of our like small notoriety, like on the store, and be able to publish with their brand, but but under our account basically. So we're gonna be like Protofactor present, and it's gonna be like that stuff, and we're gonna have like some hopefully some nice scripts and tools to have like some AI, some controllers for playable characters, stuff for spawning enemies.
Cool. Are you allowed to
and all
give
that
any
stuff.
more details on who that is, or is this all?
Right now, we're just trying to secure that stuff. We're still like, trying to get the deal to be right on both sides, because we'll be also creating like like a, a dummy playable character with all animations that would need to be there, with like fully compatible humanoid and all that stuff to be given out and all that stuff. So that we're still trying to secure that, the royalties to be given, all that stuff. All those details I can talk about right now, but this might happen like this year. So that's pretty exciting.
I mean, the whole royalties thing has got to be a bit of an awkward pain in the bum, doesn't it? Having to work
No,
out how much money
you
you're going
need
to
to,
split between the two.
no, that's not a big deal. Here you need to just drag and drop like the whole thing, not the walk thing, just the character at walk, character source at walk. Yeah, directly. You can see.
Do you know who he reminds me of? Reminds me of the Disney Robin Hood.
Really?
The characters in the ones who the baddie characters. That
Oh,
because it has a kind of charm to him that reminds me of that. It looks
because like,
nothing like it, but it's just something about the way he was walking.
yeah, I hope that people can see that it's a little bit rancor-ish, you know.
There's a bit of a running Star Wars theme throughout your
Yeah.
inspirations,
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
like I'm a big Star Wars fan, so
That's good.
whenever I
The
can.
audio problem we had earlier, everyone, was because Unity was baking. Even though I had told it previously to stop baking, it went back to doing baking. That because Unity is so lovely like that, isn't it? What a lovable
Well,
thing.
when you have a tick mark somewhere and you forget it, or just leave it here, it's gonna just redo it again and again.
Look at that. It's awesome. Great. It actually does feel like now, as he, hang on, let me pause it there. And then he's going to have the gate on his head, pinning him down.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's awesome. Barak Dub says you had great marketing with the Humble Bundle. It made him realize how great the quality of Protofactor's work was. I would never have paid the full price on a punt, but now that I know what I get if I pay up, I've since bought some additional packs.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad that that helped a bit with that stuff at least.
I mean, that's the joy as well when you get something for free.
Well, it was not for free. You still had to pay 15 at least, I guess.
Well, that's the thing though. And the Humble Bundle just made it feel like you were paying 15 quid to get a load of stuff for free. That was the because you just got so much. We worked it out that you had like thousands of dollars worth of assets for $15.
Mm-hmm.
So that basically was the introduction. As Barak saying, is like your packs. You do have like the singular ones, but if you wanted to get a big pack, it is a risk because you don't know exactly. Are the pictures smoke and mirrors? Because there's a lot of people that do that on the asset store. They will post things from, like you were saying, a renderer of a really high quality, higher poly count model, and then post it on the asset store, pretending that's what you're going to buy.
We have never been fan of that kind of stuff. Like since the beginning, since day one, we started selling stuff. We at the very beginning, we would always provide like a. We would always provide like a Unity web player back in the days when it was not like still allowed to
yeah, back when it worked.
And so people would see exactly what they would get. And now that there are like Sketchfab viewers, which are pretty much like the exact same, so as it's exactly the same as what you're gonna get, like for example, like if you put like a Sketchfab viewer next to what you have in the window right here, it's gonna be like pretty much the same. There's just like some image effects that you just put in the render, but you can disable them in the viewer to actually see what the model look like. That's Sketchfab, so that's very great, So basically, when you look at what we're providing in the list of assets, you have the Sketchfab viewers. You know exactly what you're gonna get.
This thing is like a weird, disgusting alien cockroach.
Oh, really?
It's like
Because
a face hugger cockroach.
it was mostly trying to be like a weird how do you- cuttlefish.
Really?
Yeah, like for the back, you know, when you see it flying, for example, if you drag and drop the fly animation, it's just like it's gonna flutter around like.
It still disturbs me.
Well, it's meant to be disturbing.
Yeah, well,
It's
you've
effectively
succeeded. It really does. It's really making me feel disturbed.
So this one has a little bit of customization too, just tiny bit. Like you can use like some morphing to get like the little spikes to be longer or shorter,
Oh,
and you have
nice.
like yeah, you can make it like a boss like that kind of like look more a little bit more aggressive, and you have like another color, I guess, like a darker color.
That's disturbing.
So
They're saying
and
that
this
it
thing,
looks like a sea creature.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was going for. I think there are like so many like weird stuff, you know, on the seas that like in the deep sea that you can really use those things like to be inspired and just create some weird stuff. So this thing goes along with the Scarmap spawner basically, which is like a weird like
Oh, that's a lot of these things are just upsetting me. I have to say. Oh,
yeah,
that
it looks disturbing too.
the hell. Oh
So this,
man, yeah. I'm not
this
gonna say what it looks like.
I know, with like some hemorrhoids and
Yeah,
stuff.
why did you, you went there? You went there and said it. Oh man, I'm not even gonna bother asking you where you got your inspiration from. Oh,
And
that's
you have
just.
like the exploded version of it too. So basically, that's something that's meant to be shot at, and you have like the exploded version. Right?
Oh man, look, there it is. Looks like a zit.
So,
Someone just popped a zit on their face.
so basically, we need to find like somewhere like a nice like explosion VFX, just to put in there to have like the stuff exploding and have that being like triggered instead, like toggled down.
Oh
For
man, yeah. We had Major Manufacturer on the stream a couple of weeks ago, and he had a green floating. It was a capsule with a green grassy texture on it, and it was floating in the river to show buoyancy. So we changed it, made it brown, so it was a float.
yeah.
That-
And there you can have your sewer line.
And now it works perfectly with this as well. It all comes together.
Oh, quick question about Nature Manufacture. Are they the one who did like the awesome like volcano lava pack?
Yes, yeah, they did.
Yeah,
They've got a lava pack.
this thing is amazing.
So this is the old
Yeah, so
pod.
this one has not been upgraded. So as you can see, it looks like a squarish and all that. So yeah, we're gonna do something different and better, obviously. So this is the pod. So like basically, we want to use that stuff a little bit like Halo, like one of the Halo, like in I don't know, maybe like a cutscene or something. You would see like a lot of like pods being like like landing on the ground and stuff, and like soldiers popping out of them.
Oh,
So we
cool.
use that stuff as a way to spawn a playable character, for example, or even an enemy or whatever.
I've never
So
played that game.
me neither. I mean, yeah, I played it with my brother, but that's it.
I
I think
mean,
there have
I've never, not once. My wife has. She's played it, which is odd. Look at this is cool. There's a nice mix that you have of your weird alien-y stuff, like the monsters, and the metallic sci-fi. Because I'm doing a sci-fi pack face-off, and these work on nice with that. Good luck with your dreams after seeing this. Exactly. Make sure your kids aren't watching the stream, everyone. You need a disclaimer. Oh my word. Let's have a walk. Oh, that's cool. So how did you get started making art assets?
Well, that's started a long time ago. Basically, you just start like anybody, like trying to create some games on your own and stuff. Trying to figure out that you're not a genius and you can't do that on your own. You need like whether like to have someone who's going to collaborate with you and do like all the scripting and all that stuff. Because basically, I started doing stuff like I don't know if you've heard about Virtuals.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've heard about that thing. Well, basically, I was trying to use that back in the days, like I don't know, like early 2000 something, and it was buggy and it wasn't working right and all that stuff. I mean, I couldn't get it to work right. It should work right. So I had like some few models that I didn't know what to do with them, and then I heard about Unity, so I was like, oh, let's try it. It was like a version like 2.6, I guess, back in those days. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. There's a terrain system and all that stuff. So it was like so different than your tools. Okay, so this one's going to be updated soon because like the feet are too high when he's climbing like that. So they're going to go 25 centimeters each, a little bit lower. Like the Alien Mercenary received the update like recently along with the sci-fi mercenary woman.
Oh my god, how many animations does he have? Sorry, I just interrupted.
Yeah, he's going to receive an update where he's going to receive 26 or 30 more animation. So he's going to end up having like 290 something animations. But there is like I don't know, 120 animations that are root motion variations too. So, but you have like quite a bunch of animations. Yeah, that's why this one is meant to be a playable character. So you have like you can crouch and run, all that stuff in 8 directions.
Damn, that is a lot of animation. Because there's me normally like complaining about, oh, I didn't get enough animations in the other pack, and this guy's got an animation for overheating.
Yeah, because this one is meant to use like a laser beam kind of thing, so it can overheat his weapon.
That's awesome. Pick up an item, armed. Pick up an item while he's unarmed. Oh, that is nuts.
So here, like how we handle that stuff, sometimes, developers, they want to have like more control, maybe like over like how the weapons are attached and all that stuff. So they're going to trigger that stuff on their own. But here, like we have like 2 bones to set that stuff up. Like basically, one of the bone, like if the weapon is not used, it's going to be like super like tiny and inside the either like the backbone or like the hand bone, for example. So they're being hidden this way. It's just a trick.
That is so cool. How do we get on with the other Unity? Let's have a look. Ah, it's finished. Let's pop over. Cool. All right, I'm gonna pop into. Hello. Here we go. So animals full pack. Let's go to forest animals. Boar. I love boars.
Yeah.
And right, chuck him in. And then you've got, where's the bear? Bear.
Do you use Blender or something like that?
I'm gonna say I've used it, but it upsets me because I don't understand how to use the UI. You know how it's not, if you used 3D Studio Max and then you start using Blender, your mind hurts.
Yeah, that was just to show like like, oh, maybe you can activate like the wireframe mode so you can see, like the different layers of like of fur, which is just mostly geometry. As you can see, like for example on the head right here, you can see like 3 layers, like the lines, and like, hey, what is this? And it's just like the trick that's been used.
Ah.
And it's just duplicating the points, like as little dots of fur, basically, like that. So it's doing the trick that fur shader would do, but just with geometry. So I could have like a better detailed stuff that you would say, oh, I can't really tell that there is like some weird stuff happening if I would add like some more layers. But if I add more layers, I add geometry at the same time and complexity. So that's you need to find a trade-off with that stuff to do that. Because here I wanted to have the animals look nice, look furry and stuff, but still be, like game ready. Because most of the animals, I think they're like 10,000 tries max,
And that's the
something like
problem,
that.
isn't it? If you go crazy with your models, they can look as beautiful as they do, but if you can't use them in a game, they're completely
Yeah.
pointless.
Yeah. So you need to find the right balance.
So here's the fur.
And the fur is just like a normal material, using cut out transparency.
So that was I think my problem was that it was set to something like this halfway through originally. And I was like, why have I got loads of weird floating bits? But that's because of the chat. There we go.
You just need to find the right balance basically with that stuff, because like nobody's gonna look at the animal like the way you do right now, for example. That's
Well,
why
it depends on what type of game you're making, really. If you're making a game where
if
you
it's
like
the
to
game when you're
lick
when
a
just
boar's
analyzing
face,
model,
yeah.
I don't know. but otherwise, like you're most likely not gonna, unless you're really staring at the models once you shoot your boar, and you're like, oh, look at the boar, but you're most likely not gonna do that.
What do you prefer making, animals or humanoids?
I would say, what kind of humanoids?
Oh, good question.
Because like an alien can be humanoidish, kind of, So I'd rather do something that doesn't look like a real life thing.
Allowing your imagination to go wild.
Yeah, exactly. Like animals are fun to do, but it's just like it's just a boring bore that you already saw somewhere on a documentary or like in a zoo, or if you're a hunter, you already killed one, So I don't know. But if it's an alien, then it's fun because you're like, hey, I never saw that crap anywhere else.
That's also the danger, is that when one of the arguments people have about the asset store is that when they find something that is so cool and so unique, they're pissed off that other people are allowed to buy it as well. And it's like a rush. Who can make the game first or most popular?
That's what people think, but it's not the case. Like there are like so many models and so many games like out there. Like I know that people are still buying stuff because like some people didn't play that game where that creature from the asset store has been like used, for example, and so like you can still use it because like some other guy gonna play that game and didn't play the other one.
Exactly.
So that's what people need to understand too, because like, oh yeah, everybody can have it, yeah, but like a lot of people are unfortunately never going to be able to finish and release a finished playable game. That's hard to release a game. It's very hard. It's fun to start creating and messing around with that stuff, but it's very hard. I went through that phase, and I just couldn't. Just couldn't on my own.
That's the truth of the asset story, is that it's made up percentages of what people are saying, but like 90% of what people buy never gets used. So,
well, there are people who are buying stuff just because it's pretty or because it's been on sale and everything, and they're just hoarders. That it just happens too.
That's us. That's us in chat. Hi, everyone in chat. That's us. we're buying stuff. We're never really gonna use it. It's just pretty, and we have an addiction, and we want it because it's shiny. Sanya's asking the heroic fantasy. Are there going to be humans, knights, archers, villagers? We need good medieval character pack to combine with Aquarius Max's assets.
Yeah, I've been asked that stuff for like quite a few times, and the problem is that there are like so many other options out there that if I do that stuff, it might be a waste of time, unfortunately for us. Even if we would like to create like some nice like barbarian or all that stuff. We back in the days we created like a barbarian with like a lot of animations too that was destined to be like a playable character. It climb, it could do like oops, sorry about that.
Right.
Sorry, I'm gonna take it. I'm sorry.
That's cool. I'll put you on mute. I've got him on mute as he's talking to his wife. So that's the other point, is that whenever I've been talking to an asset developer, one of the questions that I get asked most frequently is, what's my opinion on the asset that's going to be the best? What can I make that's going to make me a load of money? What do people need out there on the asset store? And you get two different types of people that answer that question. It's like, you see what else is out there on the asset store, and you make the same thing that's really popular, and you take away some of that market share because the quality of your stuff's going to be good enough. Well, then you get the other people that say, well, you see what's not on the asset store, you find a gap, and then you fill that gap with your products.
And then you need to see if it's too much of a niche or not.
Exactly, and that's the risk.
Yeah, that wildly requested, that then you're golden. You're just like, hey, you're Gaia. There you go. But otherwise, it's just going to be like another tool is going to get like drawn into the ocean of assets inside the assets.
Now, where are you getting your most? I'm gonna guess you're getting your most from Unity, but is Unreal starting to catch up with the number of buyers or users?
It depends. I would say sometimes Unreal's gonna provide almost as much, sometimes more, but like in most of the months, it's gonna be less than the assets.
But can you see a trend where it's starting to pick up?
No, I think it's pretty much always the same.
Really?
Yeah, it's here. Yeah, they're here, but like I don't know, like maybe like the marketplace isn't set as good as you can't really market as good on the Unreal market, like the way you search it's a little bit different, so you can't stand out as much, and your assets literally like get like just think at the in the depth of the asset marketplace.
Do you get good good asset store developer support from Unity? Are they? You can tell the truth now because they're not here. They're not listening. It's good. But do you feel like you get the support that you need from Unity as an asset store developer?
I guess soon they'll be providing tools to us that are going to be very useful. And in that sense, I would say like, okay, I'm okay leaving 30% if these options are going to be available soon and are going to be well done enough. Because like soon they're going to be revamping the publisher page,
Oh, really?
Store.
Nice.
Yeah, and I hope soon like it was they might bring like some options for the developer to maybe reach out to customers or people be willing to follow a developer. So that's big, because like if you're like, hey, I like Protofactor, I don't know what they're doing right now. I can't be on the asset store all the time, and I would like to receive like a I don't know, like a notification or like a newsletter or like something like that, for example, to be able to know like, oh, Protofactor like released like a new product. What is it? Oh, I received like a notification about it, so I can just check it out.
That is, I mean, it's something that is, it's not new. A lot of websites and those things
I know,
exist out there,
I know.
but it's amazing that it's coming to the asset store.
Yeah, that would be very very nice, and I know it's near, so it might happen.
Oh, that's cool. We got a question here from Jim the V, or Jim Thief, as I call him, Jim the V. Has the new LWRP or HDRP materials affected how you make your assets?
Not right now because we've been I tried to import the models inside the which one was it? Gosh, like the scene with like the forest. What's the name of that scene that they released for
Oh, the
free?
Book of the Dead.
The Book of the Dead. So I imported like some of the models, the creatures for Pack Volume One in there, and using the HDRP pipeline. And yeah, there are like some few things that's gonna be that have to be changed in there because basically the HDRP is using the metallic workflow when the standard asset are using is that we use in Unity is the specular workflow. So we're gonna have to make a new update where the assets are gonna use like the metallic workflow, and also, and if we want to use the HDRP, because now like all the slots are a little bit different, and they're gonna use like a texture, some of the texture channels for specific slots. I can't remember. I think it's you need to have the metallic occlusion and stuff, a little bit like Unreal, basically. And so we're gonna have to repack a little bit the texture to be able to match what the HDRP pipeline needs. But the problem is that the pipeline is not ready yet, so we're not gonna do that right now because people are not gonna be able to use the standard shader anymore and all that stuff. So we're just like holding off right now. And everything is ready, but like it's just like a matter of like 2 days of work to have everything ready and re-upload the whole thing. But it's just like we want to make sure the pipeline is working prior to anything.
That's the weird thing about everyone asking for HDRP. Everyone keeps saying like, is this pack HDRP, or they mark down this doesn't support HDRP, so I'm marking you down. It's not ready yet. It's still in, what do you call it, beta or alpha or whatever. I don't even
Yeah,
know.
in development. Yeah.
So
So
why do people expect asset store developers to be making their assets using something which is not finished? I don't
yeah.
understand.
Well, because they're not aware of everything. It's like they're just users. They can't know everything. They just expect to have like the nicest stuff like right away and be ready. I would be like that too. Like if I just gonna purchase something somewhere, I just want the stuff to be the best. That's what you expect when you're just giving money to someone. That's normal. But at some point, they need also to understand that there are like some, stuff we need to wait for. It's even worse, like for the developers who create tools and stuff like that, because there is like a publisher, like a specific forum on the Unity forum that's just available to developers, and sometimes they complain about like users who are expecting like developers to have their assets ready even for alphas version. It's crazy, and they're gonna rate the asset badly just because someone is not like supporting an alpha version of Unity. It's just crazy.
Do Unity support you when the guys make these kind of complaints and
Well, I
observations?
guess you can report like bad reviews and stuff like that. I mean, bad reviews, like no, you're not gonna report a bad review, bad review. But there are reviews that are like out of place. For example, like people asking for support or stuff like that, or the product is supposed to work on an official version of Unity. That's how it's supposed to be. So you have to rate an asset according to how it works inside a supported version. The asset version. So you can't gonna report that stuff.
So when are you, with regards to the HDRP, I'm not touching it for love nor money for maybe 100 years, but we've got questions about the LWRP. So have you got any plans of when you feel that you'll be ready to be able to start supporting the lightweight render pipeline?
I'm not sure because like we try to create high quality assets. So if we were to support a specific render pipeline, it would be the HDRP one, because we want the asset to look as good as they can in the best environment possible. So that would be the version we're going to support. And the problem is that in most of our packs, they're huge. Like the creature full pack is like 3 point something gigabytes. They're heavy packs. And the way Unity Asset Store is telling the developers to support those pipelines is just to add like custom package inside the package. So basically, I would have to have like 3 times or twice as more size and assets in there just to support both pipelines, for example. So and like for in a pack of creatures and stuff like that, what takes the most size are the textures. That's what's the heaviest stuff, textures, and that's what all the pipelines are asking for, like specific textures. So I would have to have like 3 sets of textures, like one for the standard, one for the RWW, and one for the HDRP.
Wow.
And pack would end up being like 8 gigabytes, something like that, which is not acceptable for the asset store because the limit is 4 gigabytes max for like developers. And unless you're like Unity and you're gonna do like the is Grazil, or I can't remember the name of that weird stuff, which is like 11 gigabytes, you know. But otherwise, you just can't do that stuff. So you have to choose, basically. That's the thing. And if
or
choose,
you could sell them as add-ons.
As add-ons, yeah. But like, I would hate to do that. That's not what I want for our customers. I mean, for us, it would be better, obviously. Oh yeah, like buy it again. Like, come on, I can't do that stuff, you know. Even if it's just a repack of the textures and stuff, like why would you charge for that stuff? Like, and what kind of user will accept that stuff, you know, unless he understands like all the what Unity is not doing, you know, because that's their fault, you know. So like, I wouldn't accept that stuff as a user. I would be like, no way.
Would you be able to sell 3 assets that are the same but different, like an lightweight version, HD version, and a legacy version? And if you had 3 assets that were basically like that, 3 versions of the same asset, and then the upgrade path is a $3 or $5 upgrade path, but each one has the same full price. So each one of those assets like were $300 whatever for the full pack. So you had 3 $300 assets, the same one, but if you purchased one of them, you had the free upgrade path to the other.
Yeah, that would be maybe like a way to consider that stuff, even if it would be like a lot of extra work to maintain all that, you know. Because if you do that for the whole pack, you have to do that for all individual models as well.
Oh, wow.
And there are like 150 models so far in our library, so it just gets crazy. You just spend more time like maintaining than creating new stuff, you know. It's not like a
that's just
marketing plan.
That's all it comes down as the problem of having so big an archive of assets that you have, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, if you were selling one asset on the asset store, you wouldn't have this problem. But if we go back to the if you do exclamation mark Protofactor in chat, please, someone, you've got a huge collection of individual and collective packets. Now, yeah. Gildar's saying you could provide additional content for download externally, but he understands there's an associated cost with that. Well, I'm just sitting here worried myself about a 3 gig pack on your own storage, your own web server, for people to download. That's a lot of bandwidth that you're...
Well, on our server, we try to we split basically the packs of multiple models. It's not like a whole archive gathering all the models. It's going to be like separate archives that you have to import separately. We choose to do that this way because sometimes you can have like problems downloading big archives and stuff like that, or you have like a small bandwidth or everything. So we figured that it would be a little bit better, even if sometimes it can be like a little bit like a kind of annoying a little bit to have like to download one by one the archive, like the models you need. But at the same time, if you just need like 20 characters out of the 30, well, you just have to import them, that way separately. When sometimes when you're gonna import like a 3.5 gigabyte pack inside Unity, sometimes it's gonna freeze. Sometimes it has like weird stuff like that too. Now this one is from like the full pack volume.
This is a creature from the underground living in the darkness of cavern networks. It can surprise its prey and deal powerful damages from its bite or from its stinger that can inoculate a deadly venom.
Well, you need to sell it. What it does,
My description would be, this is a freaky looking creature that will scare your kids. Don't show it to your children, for the love of God. I mean, look at it. I have my kids looking at this, and I won't be able to go to sleep again.
I have a daughter, and
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. She's like 7 years old, and she's been like seeing all my weird creatures, like from the nastiest, like, and she's never been scared. She's so used to that stuff, and she loves to draw monsters and stuff.
Is she going to join your team?
Maybe. Who knows?
That was so cool. We got a question here from Lab saying, how does the license work? If somebody buys an asset from the asset store and then they want to take their model into other 3D software outside of Unity and use it in non-game related projects?
I think that the license has been updated recently, like to be able to handle that stuff, like to create like some like video animations and stuff like that. I think the new license reflects that change.
Oh, awesome!
I heard about the change. Though don't take my words granted on that. Like you need like to look up like the license. See that stuff.
You do have too many assets, I have to say. I don't know how you manage it. Do you get a lot of customer support questions? I mean, what kind of questions would you get?
No, not at all. So that's a good thing when you like create models that works. I guess you don't get too much like sometimes it's gonna be like, hey, you don't have like a jumping animation. I'm like, yes, sorry, there's no jumping. We don't do jumping animations too much for like enemies, unless it's a jump attack. Or it's gonna be like, hey, this model is not working. I can't like oh, did you need to import it, or it's just like simple stuff like that most of the time. Otherwise, it's gonna be like some feedback or complaint, like, oh, this animation is not looping. So we're like, oh, sorry. Well, yeah, thank you. It's just like sometimes happens. There are like some miss that happens.
Goku says that the asset must be online for a year to get a free upgrade path.
Sorry, what?
About free upgrade paths, he says that you have to have an asset on sale for a year minimum before you can start doing upgrade paths. But your packs have been on there for about 100 years, so you're perfectly fine.
I guess, but like to create upgrade path. Yeah, like for a I think it's how do they call that? Like a major upgrade, main upgrade. There's a light upgrade or something.
What's this upcoming Elementals Dragon pack? You're making a pack of dragons?
Yeah. All these dragons are part of the I will need to see right there. Like that's the exact example of what like maintenance means. Like included inside upcoming Elemental Dragons pack, it's no longer upcoming. It's been done like since last year. So we need to revise that. Ooh, it's already included because the pack exists.
If I search now, there it is. There you go. How did I miss this? See, again, we need that notification within Unity to tell me that this pack was released. How did I miss this pack? I missed this pack was released. 6 Elemental Dragons out of the 7
This one too, gosh, needs to be updated. Oh, thank you.
There
Oh,
you go,
God.
buddy. That's what I'm here for. And at least I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job by, because I was worried, like, what benefit am I going to offer Protofactor coming in? I'm not going to be able to find many bugs because it's artwork. Well, there you go. Found bugs with your asset store page. So, thank you. Oh, man. Now, this will be cool with, we've got Malba's Animations has got the dragon
Yeah, it's got
controller.
like an elemental dragon's pack too.
So he's got a guide on how you can get other models working with his dragon rig. So this would be cool to put in with his dragon controller. Now you said about not having to worry about support, yet you told us your little secret that you're going to have some kind of partnership with a developer.
Yeah, well, in that regards, like the people taking care of that stuff would be the partner, not me. So that's the good thing.
Oh man, this was part of the sale. Was this part of May Madness?
Which one?
The elemental. It says here. Jim says.
Oh, the elemental dragon.
Yeah.
Is included in the May Madness. No, what was? Oh yeah, no, hold on. Yeah, it was included inside the Heroic Fantasy Creatures Full Pack Volume 3. So you have all the 7 dragons inside another pack of 30 creatures, which is the creatures Heroic Fantasy Creatures Volume 3. Where is
it? Sort by price. Sort by price the other way. God, this Unity sucks in how it sorts its stuff.
There you go. The one like the top, the bottom, no, the left bottom one.
Here we go. Heroic Fantasy Creatures Full Pack Volume 3. And this was part of the May Madness?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Oh, man.
It was 70% off.
Next time you need to put it on the wish list so you don't miss the discount. That's the thing. If you don't know that the pack is released because you didn't get the update from Unity to say Protofactor's released a new pack, then you can't put it in your wish list and then you can't get the notification. It's a vicious circle. I can't wait for them. I'm so excited that you told us about this. Possible new additions coming to the asset store. It's about time they made something. Oh, man. I sent you a Discord message, by the way. I'm not sure if you saw it. Yeah.
Do I receive those messages, or hold on, because like I'm not used to Discord and stuff. So can I see like all the messages in the chat somewhere?
If you go
I must sound dumb, but I just don't know how this works.
You can't see the
because I'm full screen. Hold on.
Okay, get yourself out of full screen.
Oh, bring the icon. And now how do we? Oh wow. No, this is like your private message. Well, in which section of the forum can I see like the?
So we've got a forum section which says live dev questions where you had Jim's, but if you go to your personal messages, I've got you personal messages as well in the Discord, and in the chat on live stream you've got people chatting to you. But don't worry, I'll read you out what people are saying. That's my job. My job is just to repeat what people type. I'm a bit like a parrot. Oh, God. So what have you got then coming out for the next mega thing that we're going to be? Upper left part. Upper left part? Red thingy, upper left. Sanya, Sanya's gone mad. Sanya, what are you talking about? Upper left part, red thingy. Oh, in Discord. Oh. Okay. There you go. So, hang on. Now, of those people who understood you had a bit of an accent going on, I thought you were a French Canadian.
Like from Quebec?
Yeah, but you're not though, are you?
No, yeah, I'm French. Yeah.
You're real French.
I'm a real original French guy.
It's a shame. Never mind. We still like you. And you're not living in sunny France though.
No, not in sunny France because it's not sunny enough. Yeah, I just live in California.
What? So do you prefer? I'm gonna say, do you prefer California to?
Well, California is a land that.
You both make wine. I mean,
Yeah,
California.
exactly.
Here you
Plus,
go.
I'm like right in a winey region of Southern California, like the town next down the freeway. It's just like is the wine city. It's immaculate. Good
So who
wine.
makes better wine, the French or the
No,
Californians?
they don't. They clearly don't. But they do wine, and we have to respect.
You have to respect that. They tried hard. They tried hard. Never mind.
No, they have decent wine. That depends, you know.
Oh my word. Jim's saying when me and my son are looking at model assets, I think Jim, you mean when my son and I are looking at model assets, he always compares them to Protofactors. I.e., this isn't as good as Protofactors, or it is nearly as good as Protofactors. The name Protofactor is now used as a meaning the best models you can get. Oh, that's a compliment if ever I heard one. Wow.
Yeah, that's very nice to hear that stuff. Thank you very much.
So
Because,
Protofactor
like,
is the standard of quality that all of our assets are now being compared against in Jim's household.
well, that's great to hear that stuff. I hope like other people think the same. But yeah, that's basically like pretty good motivation for us to just continue creating new awesome assets and upgrading like the older ones that needs some love, you know. The one right below your mouse, for example, in there are like two robots that have been like upgraded out of the 4 or 5 that's in there.
So you're saying Jim's rewarded with a free voucher for this compliment.
No, I'm sorry. We need to leave.
Sorry, Jim. You don't get that for free. I tell you what I do have for free though is that we got given something from Sengoku the other day that we haven't given away yet.
But soon we might, if you guys can, because we have a website and there is a store on our website, and you know, I mean, I need to do some promotion too, and well, you can subscribe to our newsletter, and we usually announce when on our website we're having sales and you know like a new assets release and all that stuff, and also that's something that's available all the time. Besides when we have a whole store sale, like you can get like a discount according to how many items you have in the basket.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so like from 3 and 4 assets, you have like 10% discount. 4 to 6, 4 to 6 assets, I guess you have like a 20% discount, and 7 or more, you have 30% discount. So, and that's like available all the time on our store, except when we run like a special sale where like everything is at 50%.
Damn. Well,
Yeah, so you know, it's a little advantage to get stuff from us rather than from the assets.
I'm gonna do a non-related raffle thing. I don't have any keys for the one asset in the humble bundle that I didn't get extra copies of that people were giving away was yours. Nobody gave me away a copy of your stuff.
Well, I guess people thought it was too expensive. You know, it's an expensive pack. You know, you need to spend like $349 or 300 something euros.
Exactly. People were probably
expensive. And,
if they didn't redeem it themselves, they probably were like, you know what, I'll sell this or swap this with somebody else for an equally very expensive asset. But then saying that, we had some people giving away us nice freebies as well, very expensive ones. There are some crazy people out there, I have to admit. So let me find what Sengoku gave us. Let me go back to Big Head Chat. I'm also very conscious about. It's quite late now. It's 12:30. Wow, it is.
Oh, you're in Great Britain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right over there.
So apparently it's Pac-Man Championship Edition DX. I want this myself. I'm gonna put my name down in the raffle as well. And I don't. And if my wife told me off once because I put my name down in a raffle. And I was like, well, I want to be in the raffle. She goes, yeah, but if you won, it would be awkward. You would have to explain to people that you've won the raffle. I was like, I don't care. I want it. I'm allowed to raffle as well. But apparently I wasn't allowed to raffle, according to my wife. So exclamation mark raffles. I'm going to plug that in. Exclamation mark raffle. If anyone wants to come in. What's a 3,000 content delivered CDN? Fresh mate. Here we go. I'm fighting against radioactive bullfrog for this. Mel's exclamation mark raffles in chat. So what we've got your dragons that your dragon pack is out there. So what's next on Protofactor's release?
What's next? That's a good question. So first we need to finish upgrading the 9 characters that are left from the Sci-Fi Creatures Mega Pack. Then we still want to add some more animals to the animal full pack.
What? Adding more animals to your massive animal pack?
Yeah, like there are no fish, there are no turtles, stuff like. We're just thinking about it. Like that's not set in stone as well. It's just something we're considering.
No, don't say no to that. I'm well up for you doing that. I'm well up for more animals in that pack.
There are so many animals out there. So but like we're just contemplating maybe doing that. But there is also like a clear desire to create like some new sci-fi-ish characters, like the sci-fi characters mega pack is like 22 characters, and maybe we would like to bring it to the same as the heroic fantasy creatures full pack. So add like 8 characters to the pack, which would be most likely aliens and robots.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, cool, weird looking aliens.
Yeah. So that would be like something like that. And this would bring us already like till the end of the year, most likely. So
wow.
It's gonna be like more like what's gonna happen in 2020. And if we do something in 2020, it's gonna be a Sci-Fi Creatures Mega Pack Volume 3 or 2. Sorry, maybe, but it's gonna be like I don't know right now, because like committing to creating a huge pack of 30 creatures is something we don't want to do anymore. Like for example, like this Heroic Fantasy Creatures Full Pack Volume 3 was created like pretty recently, and it was just like basically gathering like other packs that were created on their own. And now when we create, it's new, really. That's a little bit silly, but I'm okay with it. It's just showcasing it. It's good. Like the biggest packs we do now is just like 7-8 characters pack, because it's too long to commit, and usually we create the pack like early and like with 4 characters, and we sell it like at a lower price and raise the price upon each new release. So it's like pretty advantageous for like people to get the pack early.
Yes, definitely.
Basically.
Get in while you can at the start, and you've basically invested for the future.
Yeah, and most of our customers know that we deliver. We never haven't delivered anything.
Well, we've got a question from Sengoku, but before I ask Sengoku's question, I've got my own question. One thing that I noticed which was missing from the animals pack, which is the one bit that I was like, I don't have this. I want mummy animals, daddy animals, and baby animals. Particularly, it was like the bears, and so like where you can see there's a difference between the male and the female, and especially like the calves and young baby animals, so you can have animal families in your game.
Yeah, well, that's funny you say that stuff because like recently we have like an Australian like a client, so it's gonna be like someone who's gonna request some like custom made assets from us because we do that too sometimes. And this guy is asking like for males, like he wanted a bull, like he wants ram now for like some VR apps he's making, like some breeders and stuff in Australia. And yeah, so basically we're dealing a lot with balls, testicles like flapping around and stuff like that. Because we have to bring them in, like you can't miss them on those freaking animals. That's
Well,
crazy.
exactly. That's what
They have huge balls. That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's what they're there for. They're there to make the babies, so they need to.
So yeah. So the lion is the only one, yeah, that has like the female.
Yeah, exactly. So we need more like that. That's the one thing that I would say. Like, there's a couple of other asset store developers that went and said, "Oh, there was a gap in the market for animal families," and I think, like Jim was saying, the standard of quality that things are being checked against is Protofactor. So if Protofactor had mummy and daddy and baby animals, then yeah, I mean that's another part of the marketplace that you're going to have sewn up.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work, That's the whole problem with that is like for the lion.
Who's going to buy it? How many people are going to need to have mummy, daddy,
exactly,
baby?
and there is also that stuff, like in most games, unless you do a zoo app or something like that, but like even the animal full pack, I'm not even sure like how many people really need like all the animals in there. Like in most games, it's gonna be like an RPG who's gonna need like a pig, a cow, some chickens, and after that like a boar and wolves, and then a deer, and you're good for it. Like you already have like quite enough like wildlife to populate your forest. You don't need like a badger or like anything. So many things. Like even a fox is already too much to add, unless you're doing like a hunting game, which is pretty specific already. And still in a hunting game, do you really need to have like a calf or like a cub and like that?
There's only one badger on the entire asset store.
Yeah, and I'm not sure it's selling a lot.
It's got no reviews.
How much is it? 22 euros. Yeah.
No one's reviewed the badger.
Nice, but
that's a shame.
Like, you're just trying to fill a gap, but like, does that gap really needs to be filled? Whole question. And the guy who did that stuff, maybe he regrets it now. He spent like a week doing that stuff, and he's like, "Gosh, getting in sales. Asset store sucks." I'm like, no, it doesn't. Fill a gap that people need.
That's a depressing thought. You sit there making your asset, and yeah, no one's buying it, and then that's your feeling of the asset store. Sengoku's asking, will you get free Unreal packs? Will the free Unreal packs be updated?
If I create an update, yeah. Like which one is he talking like specifically? Like the little animal sample and like the little animal creatures pack. Yeah, I have to. Like it was the deal with Unreal. We have, if we create like some updates for this, the free packs have to be updated as well. So yes.
So what, you've got free content in the Unreal store?
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't know this. So where does that live? Permanently free collection?
Yeah. They bought off the rights from us to use it. So you have like maybe 4 or 5 animals and 4.
Holy cack! I did not know about this. Wow. So what, Unreal basically what they said, here's a load of money, we're going to now give these away for free, you have to be updating them forever, we own your soul.
Well, yeah, I mean forever if you create an update,
Wow.
Yeah, we'll never update them or upgrade them, but if I was to update them or upgrade them, yeah. that have to be done.
That's crazy. But why when I clicked your name previously? Brilliant. Okay, so here's all the stuff you have on the Unreal store. I don't have an affiliate voucher coupon for the Unreal store, so I don't make any affiliate change off this. Wow, look at that. That is. How can you say that? That doesn't give nightmares.
Yeah, it's pretty a little creepy.
That is pretty creepy. That is. Oh, that's disturbing. That is disturbing.
And see how shiny it looks.
Yeah.
This is like the, and if you were to look at it like inside like Unity, it wouldn't look like that. There is like something that make it like too shiny, and I never found like the exact settings or like the whatever like stuff needs to be tweaked in the renderer or like to have it like look right, just like exactly the same as in a Sketchfab viewer or like in Unity or Marmoset toolbag, or they just look like super shiny. And there is a rough test map and
Very alien-esque.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm just going to announce the winner. I hope it's me. Pick winner. I won it! Screw you all! I won it! Sorry, everyone. I'm not giving away that game. I'm keeping it for myself. I wanted it. I won it. I'm the winner. I'm the winner. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. I've won Pac-Man. It's mine. I'm keeping it.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yay, me. And on that note of me being a winner, I'll have to let you get back to work and actually phone back your wife. She's sitting there waiting for you to phone her back.
Yeah. She called her back. She just wanted to tell me she loves me so much. No, I guess she has to complain about something. So
I was going to say, how long have you been married?
A bit more than 7 years.
Hang on, I had to speak up in chat. So a bit more than 7 years. Definitely she wasn't phoning to say how much she loved you. I was going to say, anyone who's in chat has been married for more than 7 years knows exactly what happens when their spouse phones them while they're at work. Because if you're at work and your spouse phones you, then you've done something wrong, something's broken, or you need to pick up something on the way home.
Or something hasn't been done.
Well, that's why you did something wrong.
There's something wrong is because you haven't done something.
Exactly.
It's just like a consequence, which is a reaction of the wife. But initially, something hasn't been done by you.
And if your spouse phones you just to tell you how much they love you, then you know one of those three things has happened at home, which was their fault, and they're softening you up. It's like, honey, I'm just calling to tell you how much I love you. What did you break? Nothing. What did you buy? Nothing. What did the kids break? Okay. Yeah. You know your new monitor? Well, you're like, That's the truth. We all know it. So I shall leave you to find out what's been broken at home.
All right. Thank you. And I'm going to leave you to your upcoming night, I guess. It's time to go to bed, or maybe you're going to play Pac-Man all night.
I think I might have been playing Pac-Man all night.
Right.
I'm already getting told off in chat because I didn't speak up quick enough. I'll have to send myself a message now on Discord with the winnings. Thank you for coming. It was lovely meeting you.
All right. Yeah, it was nice. It was a pleasure on my end too, to get to meet you, and hopefully like people get the information they want to have, or I don't know. They can reach out to me like through the website, it's still possible.
But the link, we've put the link on the website in chat. We'll do it again. Let me try and find your link again. I need to get it from the asset store. Protofactor.biz.
Yep.
If it is in chat, and if somebody give me an exclamation mark Protofactor. Somebody give me an exclamation mark Protofactor, please, in the chat. Lurking while I'm twerking, merch confirmed. Dear God. Yeah, I'm not going to be making any more of that merch. So yeah, click on the link in chat to get yourself over onto Protofactor's website, or click on the other link to get yourself over to the asset store and check out what Protofactor's up to. I have reviewed, there is a review that I've made of the Protofactor Animal Pack on my YouTube channel, and the two things that I raised for feedback, one was I wanted more animations, the other thing there was the fur. We've been taught a bit more about how that fur sneaky cheeky works, which was very impressive. And when you check out his new assets on the asset store, like we've been playing about with inside Unity, you can't really argue about lack of animations when you've got about 290 animations for one of the characters and about 100 animations on another one and 60 animations on another model. So those previous concerns have been addressed. So wow, I have to say I'm incredibly impressed.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. I will catch you another time.
All right, sounds good. Have a good night.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Well, that was it for another live dev interview. I hope you had fun and enjoyed yourselves. You too can take part if you pop over every Fridays and Saturdays on orderws.twitch.tv/themessycoder, 9 p.m. GMT time. If you want to know what it is in your time zone, use Google. So don't forget to tell all of your friends and neighbours. If you do like it, click it. Till next time. If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now. And down below, there's that big juicy subscribe button. And right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.